How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, that's impressive. I like hearing that. Good morning, girlfriend. Zania, how are you?
Oh, we're just surviving and taking it day by day.
Well, so share with me your experience of what's going on.
As everybody, it's impacted, everything in our life from personal to business. Um, as Rochelle knows, we moved back to Houston and we had to get our stuff out of Seattle, and we were worried about this whole virus and would they allow us to travel back and forth. So literally we did a 24-hour trip last week, got in, met the movers, got our car shipped, and flew back to Houston and wore all our PPE equipment that I had for my dental practice. Luckily that I took some with me and kept it. So we were, wiped down everything, but I think I'm still recovering from that 24-hour move.
Wow, that's very crazy impressive. So what, it's funny, I actually woke up thinking about the dental industry, thinking about I can't get my
Oh
teeth
my
cleaned. Like,
God.
what's going on? Are they all just dead in the water?
Yes. My friends and I, we kind of have a mastermind group together. I've always been included, but now they're just like, Anila, I don't know, the universe must have been speaking to you to get out, because they are barely surviving. Their cash flow is not, probably will last them probably a month, furloughing or firing staff. We're considered a small business.
Right.
We can't survive off of only seeing emergency patients. Our overhead is extremely high.
Yeah.
They're so confused. We're getting different directions from American Dental Association protocols to government protocols. I'm just there as support for my friends right now, and I just can't imagine. I really, honestly, guys, I was talking to Tara. We would probably have to file for bankruptcy for that business if I was still in it.
Wow.
Wow. Great timing.
What do you suggest though for the debt? What's your view of how it's going down?
My view, as far as what do you mean?
Well, you're a medical professional. You're looking at this whole thing that's unfolding very rapidly and confusing all of us. But what's your take on all of this?
My take on it is diversification. First of all, nobody is safe. My sister's a radiologist. They in California, they fired people in her group and they took a 15% cut. So physicians, dentists, things that you would think would never be affected by this, because I was not affected in 2008.
Now, were you affected during the swine flu and other flus and other?
I actually got swine flu. My clientele is mostly Hispanic. So I did end up going down with the swine flu. Did not affect us like this. This is some other kind of beast that is affecting, I think, every angle from real estate to medical to, I don't know anybody who's not affected, honestly. I really don't know. And my thing is that diversification, cash flow from other businesses that we have truly been passive in, like ATMs and storage units, are still flourishing. So we're still creating passive income during this downtime for everything.
And you own ATM machines?
We're in a fund that they own different ones throughout the country, and those are cash flowing, and they're flourishing because people need cash, so they go to their ATM machines, and people need storage if they have to move out of their place.
That's an interesting business alternative, because they just shut down all of our Airbnbs. My mind is going, What the fuck? That's like, that's my, and in fact, I'm not sure I understand, if a hotel can stay open, what's wrong with an Airbnb if you wipe it? I don't understand why they would go after and crush that business.
Well, there's nobody traveling anyway.
Right.
So I think that's my opinion.
Right. I don't think so. See, I don't think so. I think that there are people who have to travel. I've got a producer down here right now. There are people who need to stay somewhere, but the government shut down Airbnb. Does that seem suspicious to you? Like they don't, like travel industries don't really want you to rent your own house. It doesn't help the industry at all.
Well, Justin helped me because I had an Airbnb, but my condo association told me I couldn't do it. So I looked at alternative measures, and I did Furnish Finder, and Justin told me about it. And I live by the largest medical center in the world.
Mhm.
And so now I get 3 to 6 month stays from nurses and doctors.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is
what
an
is that
alternative.
called? Furnish Finder?
Furnishfinder.com.
I know there's been some ladies on the Ren group we've been talking to as well that have done the same thing. So that's super good. And around, again, hospitals and colleges as well. So
Yep.
the Furnish Finder.
Yep. And that
That's-
saved me, and that's another cash flow that I'm getting.
Really? Actually, I appreciate that little piece of information. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
actually-
was Justin. Justin mastermind. We thought, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Rochelle, talk to me.
For me, thank God for my little dog collar business is all I can say. Got a nice 100-piece order yesterday. So there's another $3,000. It's almost 100% profit, which is great. So I can make it through, who knows, for a while. Here's what I believe. I believe that I've heard, did you listen to the Heaton Daner, Jimmy D's State of the Economy, Anelia?
No,
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's on my Facebook feed. I highly recommend you look at it.
I'll write it down.
I
I'll
think he's
take a
one of
look
the
at it.
smartest guys in our area, but he believes right now for the next 3 to 6 months, there's huge opportunities in real estate. This is where we make the most of our money. So I'm looking to partner with people who understand. I'm going to use the true investors. Again, for instance, I have that 39 doors, Section 8, 1.2 million. It's a 36.2% cash on cash. Looking for money on that one. A seller finance for a 3-year balloon. So just looking for 350K down is what the guy wants, which I get. So that's no big deal. And it's fine, it's neighborhood. It's turnkey, right? So that's what I'm doing is I'm trying to be positive and gather, and go from there. So I believe there's opportunity. I think where we're really going to see it is in 2 to 4 years is what he said, where we're going to be in a recession. So I'm trying to think about, okay, what's going on? I had a multi-level marketer reach out to me. She follows me on my feed. She goes, you're an influencer. She's in the CBD space. TMI, I've never smoked. I'm not into it. It's not my thing.
I'm in that space too.
Are
but
you?
I don't smoke either.
Okay. So anyway, she goes, if you know of anybody, she goes, you're connected with real estate. She goes, they're going to need, some kind of income. So I'll reach out to a few people that I know that are struggling and say, hey, if you're interested, here you go. So
actually, what I'm going to ask both of you and everyone on my team is I'm going to do a webinar on the 2nd with a gentleman who is very, very well known in the Evernote space. It is an hour-and-a-half teaching that he does, and he's brilliant. If you just go through the training, which is free.
I don't know what Evernote is.
Evernote is an organizational system that a lot of people find easiest and most amazing to use. Brought to you by Microsoft. He's a certified user of this. All my big digital marketer guys, and I will send you the information. I promised him that I'd have about 30 people there. I would love to.
I'll join if you share my CBD.
I'm happy to do that. Again, I've been trading my list a lot, so it's an Evernote.
Anyway, hey, so real quick, I went on a positive note. So Ren, and Deborah Forbes, and I think you know her as well. So we've gone virtual, huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm speaking on Saturday.
Very challenging, very, very challenging for her to kind of wrap around that. We had 100 women the first big event that we did, and we capped out because we thought we had 1,000 spaces, but we only had 100. It was fantastic. So now the global reach is huge because I have people that I know in California or in Colorado, and on and on and on. So it's going to be really good to be able to reach out. So I think there's a huge opportunity right there. And I think I would highly recommend you looking into it, Anelia, because on today, which is members only, we're trying to get rid of that members only. And then Friday, it's just talking.
Okay.
It's just having conversation again about this Airbnb. There are women that own lots of them. They're like,
oh my God. It has.
yeah.
I have my stock things going constantly, and they're talking about how Airbnb is tanked.
Yep. So, but there's some really clever things that what people are doing, and again, if not, you feel very isolated. So I guess, Forbes, to answer your question, was a lot. I'm going to keep on keeping on. I believe that there's opportunity. I think it's, you just have to.
This is a great time, Rochelle, for us.
What's that?
This is a great time. As Tony said, winter is coming. Winter's here. This is when everybody shrinks and gets fearful. And this is when we need to pounce.
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
a lot of seminars are saying, opportunities are going to start showing up in about 2 months because people
That's
are not
what
making their notes on these multifamily and real estate.
exactly. Well, because see, what's going to happen now is so for again, own the 18 doors, and we
Yeah.
had a conversation for a discount or not. I said I believe that everybody's capable. I got to pay my mortgage, right? So let's see. I'm not that I'm empathetic or sympathetic. I am very empathetic and very sympathetic. I'm given,
Right.
right? At the same point, let's see what people do. Even if you give $100, $100 is better than nothing, right? We're happy to waive late fees, those kind of things. So let's just see. Let's assume that people are going to come through, right? Let's assume the positive side of things. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Well, also on a good note, right now I'm having positive vibes. Right before the whole pandemic started, we
Yep.
had our home because we wanted to live a simpler life.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, we put our $1 million+ home on the market, and we're like, holy shit. So we're just like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
right before this hit, this guy in our neighborhood was walking with his girlfriend, this doctor, and he made an appointment to see it the same, like 30 minutes later, he puts in an offer like 2 days later, almost
Sweet.
full asking.
Thank you.
So
Wow.
fingers crossed, it's supposed to
Yeah.
close in 30 days. He's in cancer research at the medical center.
So he should be good. Mm-hmm.
But we're luckily he's not in oil and gas. He's not in these things that are just being, cut as far as jobs. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed. And his girlfriend apparently fell in love with it, and he just got divorced a year ago. So I
that
think
is
he's just
perfect,
trying to
right?
make his girlfriend happy.
No need
I
to
don't
know
know
what
if
the
he's
divorce is
happy.
great.
Buy
Yeah.
our home. Buy our home.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that would be a huge win for us
sure.
for this to close soon.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Good.
Yeah. So I
Well,
think
as I'm sure you guys can realize, the home fitness industry is one that is actually now taking off.
Oh,
Sure.
yes. And I got my spin gym back from Seattle. So now I have it back in Houston.
I'll tell you what, every day at noon for 45 minutes, we've been doing this for 2 solid weeks. We've got a very nice group, some of them you know. And we meet for 45 minutes, and I'll tell you what, we do a blowout 10 to 15 minute spin gym workout. I can't tell you what's changed in my arms and everyone else. So yes, yes, and yes. Take it out, do it. You're welcome to join. Just go to, and write this down too, just so you have it. And I'm happy for you to share it as well. It's free. So Forbes Riley. In fact, type, if you could register for this other event, whether you show up or not, I would appreciate it. Forbes Riley.
Hey Forbes, so tell me, what are you seeing down there? Because
Well,
I think
it's
I think you're
interesting.
behind us.
Maybe, although I guess Florida just hit number 4 for whatever. We are personally not seeing very much, which is great. It's weird to have the kids home in school, and it's very confusing for
know.
them. We've been living in the house since January 2nd, so it's been very stressful for us personally. My life changed dramatically with Joshua. He's still in a wheelchair. He's still not walking. Anne McKenna had surgery 2 weeks ago, so she's still recovering with her hand. Work-wise, again, working on Spin Gym is the big thing right now to get people who want to make money to teach it for us. Real estate, I have no idea. I'm blown away that the government would go after and shut down Airbnbs. I think that was a stupid idea. But I think the furnished thing, thank you very much for that. That's very helpful. I'm suspicious about some of the stuff that's going on, to be honest with you. I don't know. It is hard to understand. Is it really?
Yeah, I think on a positive note too, I think it's supposed to bring us together, and I think we're supposed to realize what's important, right? The people, what we're doing, time. And I think that's a really huge eye opener for a lot. I'm thankful that, honestly, that it's me and my son. What if
You cut out, stop, come back.
or something, right? So.
Well, I have let me share something with you. I think that we have to be careful what we pray for. We all prayed for world peace.
Yep.
Well, on some level, we're not technically fighting with each other anymore. On some level, we prayed for more time. Shit, you got a whole lot more time. Didn't really pray for more money days.
A little too much time. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But think about that. And I do believe that I've been on a lot of webinars. I've been speaking all over the place. Number one, I also really like not traveling.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
We've been doing Zoom meetings forever, but there's people who'd never heard of Zoom before this whole thing started.
I get it.
Yeah, they look weird. They're like, what's that?
It's like, it takes 2 seconds, download it, and we're all here. It's a beautiful thing, right?
But we've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
So I am actually grateful that companies that wouldn't listen to me or what's moving, going, hey guys, can I just meet you over here? Here, take your coffee cup and have coffee with me. And we're sitting together just like we would be. I'm looking at you, Rochelle, like you're sitting in my, I don't need to fly to Oregon to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So,
agree.
But I will tell you, I think the economic ramifications for all those people that we talk about who live paycheck to paycheck are going to be decimated. And I'm going to think we're going to see a massive recession/depression.
Mhm.
And I guess that there's nothing we can do about it because this disease is what it is.
Mhm.
But I also know that 80 some odd % of people, maybe higher, are going to be fine. They're going to get it, but they'll be fine. I think we're making ourselves, I don't know. I don't know quite how we could have done this differently, but I don't think that anybody in the government cares about you. They don't care about the people stuck on the cruise ship. They don't care about the 30,000 Americans who can't get home right now because we've closed our borders. They don't care about the mom who, this is her job. I got a girlfriend of mine right now. They cut her pay because she's a nurse in Louisiana, and she's not going to be able to live. But nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. She can complain up to her wazoo, and it's because they cut her hours and whatever, and exposed her. So what? She'll be one of the casualties. And I think it's very important to be very self-aware of what you need to be doing now for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think it's an opportunity, again, someone like yourself to say, hey, you know, like a kick in the ass, and say there's plenty of opportunities out there, much like Anelia and I are saying, I mean, we got big things riding, big things. And it's like, we either have a choice to go out and dig in the ditches and, be diligent, not go, oh, we're going to go on, not about vacation, but vacation, right? That we actually are working and we increase our marketing. We talk more than ever. We collaborate with these, because again, perhaps we've been all playing small again. We're going to go, go with these, with the, family offices and things like that have money and say, okay, here we are. Here's another project. Here's another project. Let's go. So I think you just have to hustle.
Yeah,
I agree.
the way I see it, I think corporate or these big dogs in the game don't have the money, and they're not going to go after the deals because they are suffering for overpaying and pushing the little guys out. That it's our opportunity to go in and take it. Take what we can.
Yeah. And we'll see in the next month or two, like you said, I think it's 2 months when people haven't paid rent for 2 months. I mean, look in Seattle, holy crap. One of our ladies in Ren, she had I think it was 7, because she was maxed out, 7 properties. Big ones like in Ballard and stuff. She was negative cash flowing. She wanted to ride the appreciation, but she was negative cash flowing each one like $800, plus her mortgage was $3,200. Holy shit. I'm like, oh my God. So that's to me, that's huge, right? But there are these other ones that are just kind of, perking along, and suddenly they're like, shit, we're negative, right? I don't like this. And
what is the government doing in terms of paying mortgages on properties right now? What's happening?
I think they're the word is that they're going to, like Fannie and Freddie will give you a couple of months, maybe 1 or 2, but nobody really knows. Nobody has written it down. There's nothing set in stone. It's all this buzz. Everything is a buzz. I don't, again, I think in every sector, everybody's confused.
I think you're right. I think that's the scariest part, right? Is the unknown.
Yeah.
So for example, if you want to see a dentist, if there are dentists who are seeing emergencies only?
Yes, that's all we're allowed to do.
I saw my dentist, you guys, so funny, like 2 weeks ago, I got my teeth cleaned as it started. And I'm sitting there and I'm like,
are you crazy?
Well, again, I was just like, okay, we're cleaning my teeth.
Aerosols. It's just, it's terrible. You shouldn't do that.
Oh God. I'm like,
It is good. So now we're getting people who've got really bad roots in their hair. They they have no Botox.
I think it's the eyelashes. I'm most concerned.
My eyebrows are doing.
I know. Seriously, the lips.
I was supposed to get my laser done, and I canceled that because I don't want somebody all up in my face. I don't know you.
No. It's actually pretty funny.
I mean, we're going to be one hairy beast. We're going to be looking like that beast that nobody could find. Whoever that in the woods. What's his name?
I don't know, but man, it's not good.
It's not.
How is Grace doing?
People's real color, true color.
Michelle, have you talked to Grace?
I check in with her and just say I'm thinking about her, right? But she's got her baby on the way, and so they've been kind of well, they have been. We all are quarantining, so I think okay. I mean, it's just it's just really just thinking about you. I mean, they're having to adjust as well. Everybody is. I mean, they've got some rentals. Their mortgages are bigger. I don't know how many flips they had going on, but they usually have 10 going on at a time.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. There's a few of us. I'm like, oh God. Robin, I think he has 3 going on right now. Big one, like I think he purchased for like 6, 7, 800.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
I don't even want to think about it.
I mean, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you almost just have to let him go back. I mean, it's one of those things you just say, I'm out. You hang on there for as long as you can, but if you can't do construction or anything, I mean, you'll never make that up. I don't know, but I'm glad I'm not there.
I know. I'm glad I'm where I am. I'm glad you guys are incredibly positive. I'm glad we've gone through what we did, a little bit of kind of housekeeping, because I think there's a lot of people who are going to be stuck in their attitude. They're going to be stuck in the fact that what's ever happening here is amplifying. You guys have a very positive attitude. I'm going to say a little bit of that might have to do with just Forbes Factor, just hanging out, or just whatever it is we did to kick each other's ass.
Yeah.
Because we can look at each other, and that's why I'm excited to have Tuesday. And again, sorry about the last 2 Tuesdays. It's been, all the world fell down for me too. One of them, I was actually in surgery and didn't even realize what day it was. And now I notice you guys, everyone's like, I have no idea what day it is. I'm like, I know, I've been dealing with that for months now, where days just kind of go. You have to actually make sure you can see the calendar going, shit, it's Tuesday. Anything else you want to share, Rochelle? That about your dog business. I think that's kind of fascinating that you're doing that.
You know what? I got to tell you, that was the single biggest gift that I think has ever landed on my plate. I mean, just literally, just talking to a girlfriend, I chose to go to that horse show, and she's like, I got this thing and I'm trying to place it for her. And I'm like, wait a second. I mean, I can run businesses. I can hire people. And it's been really, really good. So it's just consistent. I mean, I'm sitting here, I don't have to hustle. I sit here and ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, woo, oh, thank you, right? I mean, it's.
And where are those all organic
really nice.
leads? Are they organic customers?
So again, this business has been around since 1975, absolutely zero marketing, and there's this weird cult following, and people are just, and of course, dog trainers are falling off as well. So
Right.
There's going to be a slowdown, but now is the time. I'm taking the time to go ahead and have people do videos on how to use prong collar, because it's controversial. Everything I think I do is controversial. So here's how to use it, appropriately. So, and a chance to reach out to people and just say, hey, again, I just acquired this. How are you? Who are you? How can I help? Those kind of things. So, yeah, it's been, it's a lifesaver for sure.
Good. Miss Annie, anything else that you saw on your plate that you want to share?
No, I'm just grateful we decided to downsize, just because we've realized before all this happened what was important to us. And I think Forbes and Tony and a lot of things have really put things in perspective before all this came crashing down. And we look at each other and we're like, wow, we have really shrunk what our necessities are, what is important to us, to where it's not stressing us out. And then again, it just gives it to you the power. The power is within you to control everything you can do.
Yes.
And just what's really important in life. And
I went back to the basics, because I have horses. I went back to riding. We ride every single day. They sit out here. Right. They're the most beautiful animals ever. And again, we say our 6 feet, but I got a young 12-year-old girl down the road, and my son and my neighbors. We're all we're on big open field, so we're not close. But to me, that's like the single best thing. That's what.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like heaven. I gardened. I redid my garden. Yeah. And my son and I sat in the pool 2 nights ago. I mean, I actually haven't done that in a year. And I'm like, it's right there. Yeah. So I'm very excited about some of the shifts I think needed to happen. Yeah. Rochelle, I'm going to see you on Saturday. I'm going to be part of the Ren conversation on April 4th. So I'm excited about that. Thank you very much. Deborah has been very sweet. I did a little conversation with her yesterday about what I plan on talking about.
Good. Okay.
In a time like this.
That's already on Saturday. Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
It's Tuesday today.
Trust me, I know. But I will tell you that when you can catch yourself, I want to say for 2 weeks there when this all started, I was really, really bummed and depressed and had a tough time. And then I literally woke up one morning and kicked myself in my own ass and said,
Yep.
fucking Forbes Factor, wake up. This is the new reality. This is how you're going to function. You're going to jump in.
Yeah, I like how you said, this is the new reality.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People, and I've been talking a lot. It has helped that every single day for 2 weeks at noon, I'm here. And by the way, guys, feel free to at least just check in. If you got a Spin Gym 1 class, it's kind of fun. We sweat our asses off in 10 or 15 minutes. I show you things that you've never seen before with Spin Gym, which has helped me a little bit reconnect to that. And I love it. And like I said, it's completely free. So if you want to share it, I would love that. It's nice to see, 30 faces on the screen, all doing it at the same time. I've also spoken in a lot of other people's groups around the world, and that's felt good. I did a Rochelle on somebody who was 16 years old and changed his life. And it reminded me that I can actually do Forbes Factor over the video here. Mm-hmm. And it took about 45 minutes to get to his route. He's in Mexico. We had a Brazilian, we had a Romanian all on the line live. And this little 16-year-old revealed that he just was so mad at his mom for not loving him. When it finally came out and he broke down, it was so beautiful to see everybody go, wow, you just touched me. I'm remembering how I was feeling. And there was this moment of, if you could actually heal the world and get people out of their own bullshit, you've really had a great contribution. So I'm going to, see if I may have to take May's Forbes Factor online, which will be different. It'll be interesting. But
Forbes, can I give you a suggestion?
Sure.
I think there's a huge need for you. There's these women's groups. It's called, it's like Badass Babes, and I can send them to you. But there is these groups of women that are huge, 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 huge. I think actually you commented on them because you made a comment about, people being speakers. I think there's a huge opportunity there for you to hit my target demographic, right? From 45 to 65, and talking about, kicking everybody in their ass in a nice positive way. Right. I
would be very grateful to you. I'm learning my own strengths and weaknesses. If you want to arrange for that and we profit it all, I would happy to you to be the manager of that, even if it's just an introduction. Sure. Because I don't do enough of that. So I know you see a lot of white space and you're very good at that. So I would appreciate
I think your message right now is crucial. And I think if we just keep it positive, much like we're just speaking, there's plenty of opportunities right now. And I don't think people see that because they're in their own shit. Right. So I think,
what they also don't see? They also don't, people want to make money right now. That's the most crucial for all of us. However, I got to tell you, still in your body, you're still what you eat, and heart disease still outranks this coronavirus by like 8 to 1.
Yeah.
And when Kentucky Fried Chicken came out recently with a chicken fried sandwich between 2 donuts.
Oh, I saw that. Oh.
That's not illegal.
Mm.
And it's okay if you die of heart disease. We don't really care, but don't sneeze on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm open. I just don't reach out for those groups. Rochelle and you're right.
I think it's attitude based. I don't think in my opinion, I don't think it's exercise based. I think people just need like a Mel, again, like the Mel Robbins and the Rachel Hollis. What do you think, Anelia? You're out there more than I am, but I think there's a need for that. Just like just kind of showing up and just,
As far as, did you say badass or fat ass? Well, I at first I thought you said badass, and then Forbes mentioned donuts.
Yeah, shit, you're so funny.
Babe, I love it. I'm going after you, girl. Get off your fat ass, babe.
Oh, okay, so it's badass. Okay.
I can go out there and look, but there's some really big groups out there with women that are just spinning, right? Spinning.
Yeah.
And no pun intended with the Spin Gym. I don't mean that, but again, they need to kick in their ass and say again. Yes, things are changing. Yes, Airbnbs are going away. Yes, these things are going away. Fucking figure it out, right? There's plenty of opportunity out there. If you need to sell whatever, CBD or I don't know what it is. I am making that up, right?
Right.
Figure it out.
The next thing that I would love to do, guys, and by the way, please register for my goofy thing and share it with 1 or 2 people. The more people I can have register for this, the better I will be to this partner of mine. I'm not the best webinar promoter. I have a birthday coming up April 25th. I'm thinking of creating the massive virtual 60th birthday bash.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, well, just a fun idea. So if you can think of, there's some fun games that you can play on Zoom. I'll keep you guys posted about that as well. I think that would just be a source of fun and frivolous joy for a night,
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that you're horseback riding. I just think I'm so very proud of both of you because that just sounds like a crazy amount of fun. And I love that you're both seeing it so positively. I'm going to tell you, from what I can see, we are the exception to the rule.
Mm.
I don't think people have taken that moment. Every day in our class, we end with gratitude. We spin kind of quiet and do a little heart thing. And it becomes very apparent that gratitude is simple as, I'm not on a respirator. I'm not dying. I actually, you know what I came with? Because I'm doing this every day. I walked into Joshua yesterday and I said, I'm grateful my parents are gone. And I'm going to start to cry, but I don't have to worry about them.
Yeah. Sure.
And I think poor Chuck right now, he can't see his mom in a nursing home. You know, grateful I'm not there.
Yeah.
Grateful Joshua's going to put out a new video. In fact, I think I'll share with you as soon as we get off. He did a spin gym video that's just spectacular. And he's using his 3D graphic arts because he's sitting down long enough. And, you know, it's funny because if he was whole right now, he'd be antsy that he can't get to the gym. There's an irony for us. So every day we find, and I love, Ania, that you are looking at downsizing and saying, wow, how smart, how lucky. Because the three of us are not living on a Richard Branson island. We're not a billionaire, but are we freaking happy? And the other thing that's so powerful to remember is that it's okay to be happy. It's like a little survivor guilt. Could you actually be raging happy right now and knowing that people are dying? The answer is yes. Yes. And you can't walk around being sad for the world because there's people have always been dying. You just didn't notice. So that's my thought. I love both of you. I think that you're extraordinary in my life. I am so not perfect either. Coach sometimes needs coaches. I am learning and loving, but doing the very best I can. And I think that's an important thing to know. On that note, noon, I'll be doing this. Rochelle, I'll see you on Saturday, and I'll be back here next Tuesday.
Anelia, I'll get you the code as well, because I think it would be nice to have you on there. You have a lot to come on.
And that's not badass. This is
no, that's Ren. It's the Ren. It's so what she's doing, since we had to move the Ignite event to October, she's offering the people who have already signed up an opportunity to do a little extra. So
so it's got
I'll send you one of ours that got canceled, the Real Estate Goddess, that was supposed to be in California. Now Monique is doing it for free. I'll send you that information too.
Would you send that to me as well? I'd love to pop in.
Yeah. Sure. Where is she out of? I feel like I've heard of her.
Monique Hom. I believe she's out of California.
Oh, she's California. Okay. All right. So what are you doing? I'm just kind of curious because we're in the same space. So what are you doing for the next few months?
Well, this past week, I'm just recovering from the whole Seattle, debacle or the craziness. But now I'm just starting to listen to webinars and, multifamily, because they're telling us if you're a new syndicator, which that's technically me, this is your time. It is lucky to be a syndicator, a new one, because you're going to go into real estate when it was at its peak, and now it's diving to its straight V. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of looking around what's available now and what the pricing is, and what if I'm seeing a trend of it going down. And
can you pull the money together? If I find you some deals, can you pull the money together? Do you feel confident?
This is the thing, is I'm not looking to actually syndicate, because I'm looking not to take other people's money in this unstable.
Yeah, I get it.
Because nobody's really giving up money. It's really hard to get people who are suffering to give up their hard cash.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So what's happening now, you're probably going to have to find somebody, a group of 2 to 3 people who have their own money to take down a deal. Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And again, it's the ones that are the true investors that understand, right?
Exactly.
So they've been waiting.
The time when people don't want to invest is when they should invest.
Yeah, that's right. Right now.
So, as syndicators, that's great, but it's going to be hard to raise money. So now what we're looking at is taking a deal down with maybe by myself or with 2 other people or 1 other person.
Yeah. Sure.
Who totally knows what they're doing, and they're a true business person.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Okay. I was just kind of curious because
that's the angle I'm pursuing right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then I think the marketing too. I think marketing is key right now because
So
I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to make it. Well, of course I'm in Pittsburgh because I like Pittsburgh, right? Because nothing's gonna change. It's gonna be flat. That's the beautiful part of it. So
you probably get better deals and even better cash flows.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So anyway, I'm yeah, just trying to figure out as far as cash, you know, as far as deals go, and you know, going to grab them right now.
Yeah. I mean, key thing I think right now is also great cash flow. You know, anything with great cash flow, which you've seen to find the market that does that. Not
Yeah, sure.
appreciation, but the cash flow. But cash flow is king. That
Yeah,
keeps
that's right.
that keeps you,
Yeah.
you know, going
And so what?
month to month.
Yeah. So whatever happened to? I saw Elisa was on. Did you see her Facebook Live?
I didn't get to listen to it, but she wasn't smiling, so it was
Oh
kind of,
God, I'm like, oh, her message was good, but I was like, oh, Alyssa, you gotta, you know, smile, perk up, something, right?
okay. I'll listen to it. Yeah, because we're in the same group. You know, we're in Brad's group.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just looks like she has the weight of the shoulder, you know, the weight of the world on her shoulders, which again, we all do.
does. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all do to some certain, you know, degree. So it's like, keep on going.
That's all you can do. You know,
Interesting how her quote unquote energy affected you guys.
What's that?
Interested how her energy affected you, Rochelle.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
That's
even
something
push
she
the
can-
volume because it just looked depressing.
Well,
Wow.
that's funny. And you said that, and I'm like, because I like who she is. She's very analytical, like beyond analytical.
Yeah.
And I respect her in her space, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen. So I, you know, I give it my 5 second or 10 or seconds or whatever I give, my short term. And I was listening, and her message was very good. So I commented right away. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I'm like, you know, hang in there. You know, there's deals to be, you know, I'm like, oh. So yeah, but it was depressing. She just sitting there, she's in a white, you know, in her white kitchen. She's just like,
Yeah, she's like,
serious like this. I'm like, oh my gosh. As investors, that would scare the hell out of you. So
Yeah, there's definitely something about wanting to instill confidence. That's what happened to the stock market. All of a sudden, we're not confident. Nothing really changed. Same thing with the supermarket. It's really important to note, food didn't stop. Delivery may stop at some point now, but it hadn't when all of a sudden we all went nuts. Interesting what people can do to ourselves.
I'm kind of disappointed. I got one more thing too, because I thought about this a lot, and I've learned this the last few years, but people are really scared. There's a lot of fear out there. Some of the people that, I mean, some of the most successful, quote unquote, C-level executives are afraid.
What do you think they're afraid
Everybody's
of?
afraid. Huh?
What do you think they're afraid of?
I think they're afraid of, well, risk. I mean, I think it's mostly comes down to risk and not know. I don't know.
You do know that every major CEO in the last 90 days resigned. 1,800 of them.
Yeah, the big ones. Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those things that's, again, risk adverse. That you kind of look at that going, wow, it's really time to reorganize if all of those guys are leaving. It's like when the birds start flying right before the fire and you see all the animals run a little bit. Oh, should have watched where the birds were going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are very afraid. And it's not fun how people live their lives and run their hearts and stuff. And it's
mm-hmm.
Times like this reveal a lot about people.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah.
But I also came to a very interesting understanding that we are humans, and humans are not by nature, we're self-interested, survival of the fittest. And so people who actually give to others are the exception to the rule. So you shouldn't be surprised when somebody does a self-interest action. That's how we are wired as humans. We are greedy, we are self-interested, and that's how we're wired. Those of us who choose to be kind or put
mm-hmm.
your life at risk to help others, no other animal would do that but humans. So mm-hmm. I like the idea of us being human and being the best we can be. Mm-hmm. It's been interesting to see how people react to this.
Here's another positive thing. Sorry, it's just nice to finally talk to somebody, but in a small group like this. But the other thing about the REN members, so there's, 5 or 6 of us throughout the United States, and we don't really know each other. I mean, the California people, they do because they talk, right? But there's me, and then there's, Arizona, and then Georgia. And we actually have a thread now that's going on, and we're able to speak directly on this is working and this is not working, right? This is difficult, this is easy, whatever. And honestly, it doesn't matter at this point. And I think that's kind of one of those strange pivots. Deborah, you don't like it? What are you gonna do? Let me go? All right, good, right? But let's fix these things while we have an opportunity. So I think that's been really good. And we've come together as a group. That's why I'm asking you, Nelia, what are you doing? Because 3 to 6 months, pool together and say, let's bring down 2, 3, 40, whatever the deals are. Let's put together a number, Justin, whoever, right? And say, okay, now we got enough cash Whether
Right.
we just, broker them or we hold them, doesn't matter, right? But keep enough going so that we can work together, because I think we're better as a team. So anyway, that's why I asked,
Yeah.
because I think it's super,
Yeah.
super powerful.
Well, I love that. I think Justin's been a great partner and all that, and Dorothy. It's actually
Yeah.
been a very nice group.
Yeah. Yeah. Love Justin too. So Dorothy.
All
So.
right, so if you find something that you may need a little bit of cash in, let me know so I can figure out where to put some of my money.
Right.
Yeah,
I have a lot.
But this
But
is the time. This is the time. You
Yeah,
just
I know.
put your money in. This is the time when people are afraid. This is when you should, as I say, pounce.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That $1.2 million deal, 39 doors, C minus. It's, again, you don't have to do anything. You just collect. It's seller financed. Just need money down. Section 8. I mean, the world is weird.
Did you send me that info yet or no?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, let me just take a run at it if you want me to
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah, let's
I got
again,
time.
and let's just structure a deal, right? Whatever it looks like. So, I don't know. It just seems like, why not? It's a little bit of cash, even if we get a few $1,000s a month, a few $1,000s more that we didn't have.
That covers my cost of living. That the way I'm starting to live, which is hilarious. Which
I guess. Well,
I've
it's
done
like
a 180, and I'm actually I love where we live. It's almost a retirement community. I think we're the youngest people here.
That's funny.
Yeah, people here lived here for over 30 years, and they're in their 70s.
really?
Wow.
I actually like it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pleasant. Yeah, there's no egos, right?
No, they take care of this garden right behind our townhome that really belongs to us, the land. I'm like, well, go have fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
what
fun. You gonna
people-
start growing your own food?
Yeah, that's what they were doing. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Doesn't bother
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, so that's my positives for the day. I mean, again, as I'm trying to figure out what's happening in the world. So
Well, I love seeing both of you this morning. Thank you for jumping on.
yeah, thank you.
I will be here again. I'll see you both hopefully on Saturday, and then I'll be here again next Tuesday. And anytime at noon you want to go, hey, you know what? Just want to get a little energy. Trust me, it's way more fun than you would realize, and you're always very much welcome. And you have the product, so it's free.
Yeah, we already have the product, so.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
we have
It works for me. All right, you guys, copy that link on the right. I got the Forbes Friday Fit Club. Thanks for furnished things. And keep me in mind for whatever real estate wise. Just keep me in the circle. I got a couple of things all. It's funny. I'm not quite sure. I've got probably 8 Airbnbs and 2 shopping centers. Not quite sure what's going to be next year. So just keep me in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
you-
great. Thanks, you guys.
Bye,
Great
you
to see
guys.
you.
Mwah.